Woman killed in a London Bridge terror attack has been named as a former University of Cambridge student. She's 23-year-old Saskia Jones.
Let's go live to London now. Sky News reporter Ali Fortescue is there. Ali, good morning, good evening where you are. Can you bring us up to speed with the developments throughout the course of your day?
Yeah, that's right. So as you say, the major development today, we have the name of the second victim killed in that terror attack on Friday. She was Saskia Jones, a 23-year-old University of Cambridge graduate. The other former Cambridge graduate that also died was named yesterday. He was called Jack Merritt. He was 25 years old. We understand they were both taking part in a conference to help with prisoner rehabilitation that was taking place in Fishmongers Hall. You might be able to see in the distance behind me, which is where we understand this attack unfolded before ultimately ending on London Bridge, where the attacker was shot dead by police. And the mood here is very sombre because this is not the first of these kinds of terror attacks that we've seen in the London Bridge area. In 2017, 8 people died after attack in this part of London. So people here feeling very sombre, feeling very concerned that something else like this has been allowed to happen again.
Yeah, Ali, of course this is in the middle of an election campaign in the UK at the moment. Has it had much effect on the campaigning and potentially the political outcome?
Yeah, so there has been quite a political debate about how we should deal with convicted terrorists. What's happened now is there's been a review of terrorists released under licence. But the breaking news this evening is that a 34-year-old man has now been arrested in Stoke-on-Trent, which is just north of London, after that review. He's been arrested on suspicion of preparing for terrorism. So that is the breaking news this evening, though we're told that that isn't to do with this London Bridge attack. But of course this is going to play out in political circles as well. Jeremy Corbyn, the Labour leader, has blamed the Prime Minister for austerity and cuts to policing. Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, says that Labour simply cannot be trusted to get to grips with terrorism. So both political sides blaming each other, and I'm sure that political debate will continue throughout the end of this election campaign.
Sounds like it. Ali, thank you.
Meanwhile, campaigning has resumed for Britain's general election, with the London Bridge terror attack at the top of the political agenda.
Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn insists terrorists can be released early from prison if they can be rehabilitated. But Boris Johnson has vowed a change to the law.
There is no doubting the heroism on the bridge. With makeshift weapons, they jousted and wrestled terrorist Usman Khan to the ground. These new images show the struggle before armed police arrived on the scene. The political ramifications of what happened here are now taking centre stage in the election. Usman Khan was released early from prison on licence in 2018, whilst the Conservatives were in power. But the Prime Minister rejected accusations his party was to blame.
When the judges, Judge Leveson and others, reviewed his case in 2012, they determined that he could come out effectively after only 8 years. I think this whole system of automatic early release, which was brought in by Labour, and it was under that system.
You've been in power for 10 years.
It was under that system. I've only been in office for 120 days.
Speaking on Ridge on Sunday, Jeremy Corbyn claimed cuts to the prison service after 10 years of austerity were a contributing factor.
Do you think that people convicted of terrorism offences need to serve a full prison sentence?
I think it depends on the circumstances, depends on the sentence, but crucially depends on what they've done in prison.
So not necessarily then?
No, not necessarily, no. I think there has to be an examination of how our prison services work and crucially what happens to someone released from prison.
The trade in political barbs over Khan's release contrasts with the dignity of the family of the victims. Jack Merritt's father described him as a beautiful spirit and said his death should not be used as a pretext for more draconian sentences. In his dissertation, he advanced understanding of why so many people from ethnic minorities ended up in prison. The second person killed was also a former student and has been named as 23-year-old Saskia Jones. Today, Cambridge University paid tribute to their work.
I met Jack only once, but I must say that he impressed me as a person of tremendous charm, but also extraordinary commitment. He really believed that the work that Learning Together is doing is fundamental for the future of our society.
The London Bridge area remains closed, and Fishmongers Hall, where the academics were holding their conference, is the immediate focus of the police's work.